Lauren, please, just let me explain. Explain what, Jenna? Lauren's voice cracked, the printed emails shaking in her hands. Explain how you've been sleeping with my husband for 8 months? Or explain how you sat across from me at coffee every week, listening to me cry about my marriage falling apart, while you were the one destroying it? Jenna's face went pale. The cafe around them seemed to hold its breath, other customers pretending not to listen while absolutely listening. It's not what you think. I have the emails, Jenna. I have hotel receipts. I have the text messages where you called him baby. So please tell me what part I'm not understanding correctly. Lauren, you don't know what it's like. He was lonely. You were always so caught up in your charity events and your perfect image. My perfect image? Lauren laughed, bitter and broken. You mean the image I maintained while you were actively dismantling my marriage from the inside? While I was planning your birthday party, where were you? Oh right, at the Tribeca Hotel with my husband. Jenna's tears started. I never meant to hurt you. But you did it anyway. Every single day. With my best friend's face. That's the part that kills me, Jenna. Not just that he cheated. That you, who I loved like a sister. You looked me in the eye and lied. Over and over and over. Stop everything. Right now. Put down your phone. Actually, don't, because you need to hear this story. But stop scrolling. Stop multitasking. Because what you're about to hear is the kind of betrayal that doesn't just break hearts, it shatters entire worlds. Picture this: a billionaire's wife. A best friend since college. A husband who built an empire. And the kind of secret that turns luxury into a prison and diamonds into shards of glass. This is that story. But before we dive into how Lauren Pierce went from living in a penthouse to discovering her entire life was a beautiful lie, tell me in the comments. Where are you listening from and what time is it right now? I'm Dr. Mason, and I'll be down there reading and responding to every single comment because this community? We're family here. And listen, if you're new to Love and Luxury, smash that subscribe button immediately. Because this channel tells the stories they don't show you in magazines. The real stories. The messy, painful, beautiful truth about love, betrayal, and what happens when perfect lives crack wide open. Now, let me take you back to where this all began. Lauren Hart was 24 and believed in magic. Not the Disney kind, the real kind. The kind where you worked at a struggling art gallery in Chelsea for $32,000 a year and still felt rich because you were surrounded by beauty. Where paint under your fingernails felt like a badge of honor, not something to hide. She was arranging a new exhibition, contemporary pieces from an up-and-coming artist who painted cityscapes that somehow felt lonely and alive at the same time, when he walked in. Adam Pierce. 34. Suit that probably cost more than her monthly rent. Presents that made the gallery feel smaller and bigger simultaneously. Do you actually like this? He asked, gesturing at a canvas that looked like Manhattan was melting into neon, or are you paid to pretend? Lauren looked up from her clipboard, ready with her professional smile. But something about his directness made her honest instead. I think it's trying too hard. Real beauty doesn't need to scream. Adam's eyebrows lifted. Most people in galleries tell me what I'm supposed to think, not what they actually think. I'm not most people. I'm starting to see that. He extended his hand. Adam Pierce. Lauren Hart. His handshake was firm, confident. Hers was paint-stained and slightly nervous. Have dinner with me, Lauren Hart. I don't even know you. Then dinner is how you find out. Tonight. 7. I'll pick you up. That's incredibly presumptuous. Adam smiled, the kind that probably got him everything he wanted. Is it working? Lauren tried not to smile back. Failed completely. I get off at 6. Perfect. I'll be outside at 6:00. He was outside at 6 exactly, holding a single white peony. How did you know these are my favorite? Lauren asked, accepting the flower. I didn't. But you seem like someone who'd appreciate beauty that doesn't demand attention. That was the beginning. The courtship was a whirlwind that Lauren's best friend Maya, Practical, protective Maya watched with cautious optimism. He's amazing, Lau, but just don't lose yourself in this, okay? They were in Lauren's tiny apartment, Maya helping her get ready for yet another date with Adam. 3 weeks in, and he'd already introduced her to rooftop restaurants and weekend trips to his beach house in the Hamptons. I'm not losing myself. I'm just enjoying this. You're glowing. It's beautiful. I just want to make sure you're still you when the glow settles. Lauren hugged her friend. I promise. But promises are easy to make when you're falling in love. 6 months later, Adam proposed on the terrace of his penthouse. Central Park spread below them like a promise, the city lights competing with the ring on her finger. Marry me, Lauren. Build this life with me. I've conquered markets, but I want to come home to you. She said yes without hesitation. Maya was her maid of honor. And Jenna, Lauren's college roommate, the friend who'd been there through her mother's illness and her father's abandonment. Jenna stood beside her too, smiling like their happiness was her own. You deserve this, Jenna had whispered before Lauren walked down the aisle. Every bit of this fairy tale. Looking back, Lauren would remember those words differently. The penthouse was beautiful. Objectively, undeniably beautiful. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Central Park. Marble countertops that cost more than most people's cars. Art that wasn't trying too hard. Adam had learned from her. But beauty, Lauren was learning, could be suffocating. Mrs. Pierce, you have the Children's Hospital benefit at noon, the museum gala planning committee at 3, and dinner with the Hendersons at 8. Caroline, Adam's assistant, rattled off Lauren's schedule while Lauren stared at her reflection in their bedroom mirror. Designer dress. Professional hair. Smile that felt increasingly like a mask. Thank you, Caroline. Is Adam joining for dinner? He said to tell you he'll try, but the Singapore deal is in final negotiations. Of course he was. Lauren arrived at the benefit alone, smiled through the planning committee alone, made small talk with the Hendersons while Adam's chair stayed empty. Working again? Margaret Henderson asked with the kind of sympathy that felt like judgment. Building empires doesn't keep business hours, Lauren replied with practiced grace. Later, alone in the penthouse, she opened a bottle of wine and called Jenna. Hey, you. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Jenna's voice was warm, familiar, safe. I know. Life's been insane. How are you? Busy with consulting projects, but never too busy for you. Coffee tomorrow? Our usual spot. Please. I need something normal. You've got it. 10 a.m. corner table, and I'll bring the good gossip. Lauren smiled for the first time all day. You're the best. That's what best friends are for. It started with small things. Adam's phone, always face down. His attention, always elsewhere. His late nights, increasingly frequent. Big acquisition in Boston, he'd say, kissing her forehead absently. Don't wait up. But Boston deals didn't explain the unfamiliar cologne. Or the way he smiled at his phone when he thought she wasn't looking. Or the Tuesday and Thursday meetings that ran until midnight. Lauren told herself she was being paranoid. Successful men worked hard. That was the life she'd signed up for. Still, the feeling persisted, like termites in the foundation, invisible but destructive. One morning, dropping off Adam's dry cleaning, a receipt fell from his suit pocket. The Marlowe Hotel, Tribeca. $450. The date, 2 weeks ago, when he'd said he was in Boston. Lauren's hands shook as she photographed it with her phone. Then she put it back, smoothing the pocket like she could smooth away the implication. At coffee the next day, she showed Jenna. Look, I might be crazy, but... Jenna studied the receipt, her face concerned. Lau, this could be anything. Maybe a client meeting. At a boutique hotel? Some clients prefer discreet locations for sensitive negotiations. Jenna squeezed her hand. I know this looks suspicious, but don't jump to conclusions. Adam loves you. Does he? Because I can't remember the last time he looked at me the way he looks at his phone. Marriage is hard. especially when you're married to someone building an empire. But you guys will work through this. Lauren wanted to believe her. Jenna had never steered her wrong before. You're right. I'm probably just overthinking. You're definitely overthinking. Jenna smiled. Want me to ask around? Maybe someone's seen him at these meetings, can confirm it's work-related. Would you? That would actually make me feel better. Of course. That's what I'm here for. Lauren hugged her friend. Grateful. What would I do without you? Jenna hugged back. Good thing you'll never have to find out. Lauren had become someone she didn't recognize. The wife who checked credit card statements late at night. Who noted when Adam left and when he returned. Who Googled signs your husband is cheating at 3 a.m. and then cleared her browser history out of shame. You're losing it, she told her reflection. But the evidence was mounting. Tuesdays and Thursdays, like clockwork, Adam had late meetings. He'd return at 11 p.m., shower immediately, claim exhaustion. The charges on his card, restaurants in neighborhoods he'd never mentioned. A jewelry purchase for $3,200. She'd received no jewelry. Fresh haircuts every week instead of every 3. And the texts. God, the texts. She'd only glimpsed his phone once, quickly, when he left it on the counter to shower. A message preview. Can't wait to see you tonight. Same place? J. Her stomach had dropped. But before she could open the phone, Adam returned, and she'd pretended to be focused on her coffee. Jay could be anyone. James from accounting. Jonathan from legal. Jessica from... She was making excuses. She knew it. At their weekly coffee, Jenna seemed distracted. Everything okay? Lauren asked. What? Oh yeah, just work stuff. Crazy deadlines. Jenna smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. How are things with Adam? The same. Distant. I feel like I'm living with a stranger. Have you tried talking to him? Really talking? How do you talk to someone who's never home? Jenna's phone buzzed. She glanced at it, and something flickered across her face. Recognition? Anxiety. Sorry, work emergency. I have to make a quick call. She stepped outside, and Lauren watched through the window. Jenna's body language was tense, intimate. The kind of posture you have during personal calls, not professional ones. When she returned, she was too bright. So sorry about that. Where were we? Everything okay? Yeah, totally fine. Just client drama. But Lauren noticed Jenna had a Tuesday through Thursday work schedule too. And she was always free when Adam wasn't home. The pieces were there. Lauren just didn't want to see the picture they made. Lauren spent 3 weeks planning Jenna's birthday surprise. Rooftop restaurant overlooking the Manhattan skyline. Intimate group of their closest friends. Personal touches everywhere. Jenna's favorite wine, the dessert from the bakery they discovered in college, a photo slideshow of their 15-year friendship. You didn't have to do all this, Jenna said, genuinely moved when she arrived to the surprise. Are you kidding? You're my sister. Of course I did. They hugged, and for a moment, everything felt normal. Simple. Real. Adam had promised to come after his meeting. I'll be there by 9 guaranteed, he'd said that morning. 9 came and went. So did 10. At 10:30, Lauren's phone buzzed. So sorry. Meeting running impossibly late. Tell Jenna happy birthday from me. Love you. Lauren stared at the text, something cold settling in her chest. Across the table, Jenna's phone buzzed. She glanced at it, and her face did something complicated. Not surprise, but something like nervous recognition. Excuse me, Jenna said, standing. I need to take this. She stepped away to the quieter section of the terrace, and Lauren watched. Jenna's body language was intimate. The way she held the phone, close to her ear. The small smile. The way she said something and laughed, softly, privately. When she returned, she was too cheerful. Everything okay? Lauren asked. Yeah, just work stuff. You know how it is. On your birthday? Clients don't care about birthdays. Jenna smiled. This party is amazing, Lau. Seriously, thank you. But something had shifted. Lauren couldn't name it, but she felt it. Later, as guests trickled out, Lauren's phone buzzed again. Still in meeting. Don't wait up. It was 11:45 p.m. Lauren looked at Jenna, laughing with friends, and a terrible thought crystallized. Oh. It couldn't be. But the Tuesday through Thursday schedule. The mysterious Jenna's strange availability. The phone call tonight. No. Lauren pushed the thought away. But it had taken root, and terrible thoughts have a way of growing in the dark. Lauren couldn't sleep. 2:17 a.m. Adam still wasn't home. She'd tried everything. Reading, meditation, wine, counting backward from 1,000. Nothing worked. Her mind was a hamster wheel of suspicions and denial. Finally, she gave up. The penthouse was silent except for the ambient hum of the city 47 floors below. She walked to Adam's office, his sanctuary, the place she rarely entered. His laptop sat on the desk. Closed. Password protected. Off limits. Lauren's hand hovered over it. This is crazy. You're violating his privacy. You're that wife now. The paranoid one who snoops. But she was also the wife whose husband was lying. She knew it, felt it, lived it every day. She opened the laptop. The password screen appeared. She tried their anniversary. Incorrect password. She tried his birthday. Incorrect password. She tried the day they met. The screen unlocked. Lauren's heart hammered as she navigated through files. Work documents, financial spreadsheets, acquisition proposals. Everything normal. Then she saw it. A folder labeled Consulting Projects. Something about the name felt wrong. Too vague. Too generic. She clicked it. Inside, email threads. Dozens of them. And the name at the top of every conversation made her stomach drop. Jenna Brooks. Okay, pause. Because if your stomach just dropped with Lauren's, you need to hit that like button right now. And drop a comment. Have you ever had that moment where a terrible suspicion became undeniable truth? Tell me your story. I'm reading every single one. Because what Lauren found in those emails. That's coming up next. And it's worse than you think. Lauren's hands shook as she opened the first email. From Jenna Brooks to Adam Pierce. Subject, last night. I can't stop thinking about you. The way you looked at me when we thought no one was watching. When can I see you again? J. From Adam Pierce to Jenna Brooks. Last night. Tuesday. Same place. I'll make an excuse. I always do. Lauren scrolled. From Jenna Brooks to Adam Pierce. Subject, no subject. She asked me if I'd seen you around the office. I told her no. I'm getting good at lying to my best friend. That should bother me more than it does. From Adam Pierce to Jenna Brooks. No subject. It bothers me, but not enough to stop. Does that make us terrible people? From Jenna Brooks to Adam Pierce. No subject. Probably. But I've never been good at doing the right thing when the wrong thing feels like this. Lauren kept scrolling. Each email was a knife. Plans made during Lauren's charity events. Hotel confirmations for the nights Adam claimed to be in Boston, Chicago, Singapore. Intimate jokes Lauren didn't understand. References to conversations she wasn't part of. And the timeline. 8 months. The affair had been going on for 8 months. Lauren clicked on the photos folder. Nothing explicit, just damning. Adam and Jenna at restaurants Lauren had never been to. Drinks at rooftop bars. Jenna wearing earrings Lauren now recognized as the work gift Adam claimed to have bought for an assistant. The most recent photo, 2 weeks ago. Jenna and Adam at what looked like the Tribeca Hotel. She was laughing, his arm around her waist. The same night Lauren had called Jenna crying about feeling lonely in her marriage. The same night Jenna had said, "Give him time, Lau. He loves you." Lauren ran to the bathroom and vomited. Adam came home at 7:23 a.m. Lauren was still at his laptop, emails open, eyes swollen from crying. "Hey, you're up early." He stopped when he saw her face. Then the laptop. Then the emails on the screen. "Lauren, don't." Her voice was steady. Terrifyingly steady. "Don't you dare say my name like that. I can explain." "Explain what, Adam? Which part? The 8 months of lying? The hotels? The fact that you've been sleeping with my best friend while I planned her birthday party?" Adam's face went pale. "How did you? Your laptop. Password was the day we met. Ironic, right? The day you promised me I was different from everyone else? Turns out I'm just the idiot who believed you." "Lauren, please, just listen. I read them all. Every single email. Every plan you made while I was at charity events you didn't bother attending. Every lie you told while she listened to me cry about our marriage. Both of you. Together." Adam sat down heavily, his head in his hands. It wasn't supposed to happen. What wasn't supposed to happen? The affair? The months of betrayal? The complete destruction of our marriage. We grew apart. You were always so busy with your committees and your galas. I was busy being the wife you wanted. Lauren's composure shattered. You wanted a society wife. Someone who could host your investors and smile at your board members and make you look successful. I gave up my career, my dreams, myself to be that person. And your response was to fuck my best friend. Don't what? Don't be angry. Don't be hurt. Tell me, Adam, which emotion is appropriate when your husband and best friend have been betraying you for 8 months? Silence. Heavy and suffocating. Do you love her? Lauren asked quietly. Adam didn't answer immediately. That was answer enough. Get out, Lauren said. This is my home. Then I'll leave. I can't. Her voice broke. I can't look at you. I can't breathe the same air as you. Just get out of my sight. Lauren called Jenna from the penthouse bathroom, her voice mechanical. Hey, how are you feeling after the party? I'm still riding that high. We need to meet. Now. Jenna's tone shifted. What's wrong? You know what's wrong. Coffee shop. 30 minutes. Lauren hung up before Jenna could respond. The cafe was their place. 15 years of friendship, played out in this corner booth. College heartbreaks discussed here. Career victories celebrated here. Life mapped out over lattes and loyalty. All of it a lie. Lauren arrived first, the printed emails in a folder on the table. Jenna walked in looking concerned, confused, slightly worried. Lau, what's going on? You sounded. Lauren slid the folder across the table. Jenna opened it. Her face went from confusion to recognition to something like fear. Lauren. Don't. Just don't. Lauren's voice was eerily calm. I have one question. Just one. Why? It's not what you think. I think my best friend since college has been sleeping with my husband for 8 months. I think you sat across from me at this exact table, week after week, listening to me talk about how lonely I was, how distant Adam had become, how I felt like my marriage was falling apart. And the entire time, you were the reason. Lauren, please. Answer the question. Why? Jenna's tears started. It wasn't planned. It just happened. Things don't just happen, Jenna. You don't accidentally sleep with someone's husband for 8 months. You don't accidentally look your best friend in the eye and lie every single day. You don't understand. Then make me understand. Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me how the person I loved like a sister could do this. Jenna's face hardened slightly. You want the truth? Fine. You've been so caught up in being Mrs. Adam Pierce, playing perfect wife, attending your galas and your fundraisers, you stopped seeing him. He was lonely, Lauren. He needed someone who actually listened to him. Lauren stared, stunned. So this is my fault? That's not what I... You're seriously sitting here, after betraying me in every possible way, and blaming me? I'm just saying you two were already broken. You were so focused on maintaining this perfect image. Because that's what he wanted. Lauren's voice rose. I gave up everything to be what he needed. My art career, my identity, myself. I became the perfect society wife because that's what he asked for. And while I was sacrificing everything, you too were. She couldn't finish the sentence. I never meant to hurt you, Jenna whispered. But you did. Every single day. With my best friend's face. That's what kills me, Jenna. Not just that he cheated. That you, who I trusted more than anyone. You looked at me and lied. You gave me advice about my marriage while actively destroying it. You comforted me while sleeping with my husband. I'm sorry. No. You're sorry you got caught. There's a difference. Lauren stood to leave. Lauren, please, can we just... We're done. Our friendship, whatever this was, it's done. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't show up at my life pretending you care. You lost that right the first time you touched my husband. Lauren. I hope it was worth it. I hope those 8 months of hotel rooms and secret smiles were worth 15 years of friendship. Because that's what you traded. Lauren walked out, leaving Jenna crying at the table where they'd shared countless coffees and even more lies. 2 weeks after the confrontation, Lauren sat in the office of Patricia Chen, Manhattan's most ruthless divorce attorney, recommended by Maya, who'd immediately gone into protective best friend mode. I've reviewed the documents you provided, Patricia said, her expression grave. And I have to tell you, Mrs. Pierce, there's a complication. Worse than my husband cheating with my best friend? Patricia slid a file across the desk. Much worse. Have you heard of your friend's consulting firm, JB Strategic Consulting? Vaguely. She mentioned starting it a few years ago. Did she mention that multiple shell companies connected to her firm have received payments totaling $4.2 million from accounts linked to your husband's corporation over the past 8 months? Lauren's blood went cold. What are you saying? I'm saying this wasn't just an affair. The timeline of their relationship corresponds exactly with a series of information leaks from Adam's company. Deals that fell through when competitors mysteriously knew the terms. Acquisitions that failed when private details became public. You think Jenna was using the affair to gain insider information? Yes. And selling it. Patricia's expression was grim. Your friend didn't just betray you emotionally, Mrs. Pierce. She betrayed you as part of a calculated scheme to commit corporate espionage. Lauren felt like she'd been punched. It was never about him. Or me. It was about money. It appears so. The affair gave her access. Pillow talk became business intelligence. Every intimate moment was transactional. Does Adam know? Based on these documents, he's either complicit or incredibly stupid. My money's on stupid. Lauren laughed. Bitter. Broken. 8 months of betrayal. 15 years of friendship. All of it was just a scam. I'm sorry, Mrs. Pierce, but this does give us significant leverage in the divorce, and grounds for criminal prosecution if you want to pursue it. Lauren looked out the window at Manhattan, the city that had once felt like a kingdom and now felt like a cage. Pursue it, she said quietly. All of it. I'm done protecting people who destroyed me. The story leaked on a Tuesday morning. Lauren was in Patricia's office, reviewing divorce documents, when Patricia's phone started buzzing. Then ringing. Then exploding with notifications. What the hell? Patricia grabbed it, her face darkening as she scrolled. Oh no. What? Patricia turned her laptop around. The headline on page 6 screamed, Billionaire's affair turns corporate scandal. Adam Pierce and best friend accused of insider trading scheme. Below it, photos. Adam and Jenna at restaurants. Outside hotels. The kind of surveillance photography that meant someone had been watching for weeks. How? Lauren's voice failed her. Someone at the firm must have leaked it. Or the FBI. There's already an investigation into the financial irregularities. Patricia's expression was grim. Lauren, I'm sorry. This is going to get ugly. Ugly was an understatement. By noon, Lauren's phone had 247 missed calls. News vans parked outside the penthouse. Reporters shouting questions the doorman couldn't block. Social media exploding with hot takes from people who'd never met her but had plenty of opinions about her life. At NY Socialite, another billionaire wife blindsided. Girl, get a prenup and a private investigator. Hashtag Pierce scandal. At Finance Watch, Adam Pierce's company down 34% in morning trading. Board calling emergency meeting. Empire collapsing in real time. At Truthseeker 2024. But why didn't she know? You don't just miss your husband cheating for 8 months. Something's off. That last one made Lauren throw her phone across the room. Maya showed up an hour later with wine, takeout, and righteous fury. I'm going to murder them both. Slowly. Publicly. Can you get me Patricia's number? I need to know what's legally permissible. Lauren laughed despite everything. I love you. I love you too. Now drink this wine and tell me how you're actually doing. I don't know. Numb, angry, humiliated, all of the above. The humiliation isn't yours to carry. You didn't do this. They did. Tell that to the internet. Half the comments are asking why I didn't know. Like I'm stupid for trusting my husband and best friend. Maya poured more wine. The internet is a cesspool of people whose biggest achievement is having Wi-Fi. Ignore them. Kind of hard when they're camped outside my building. Then we don't stay here. Pack a bag. You're staying with me until this blows over. Maya, you don't have to. I'm not asking. We're leaving through the service entrance in 20 minutes. The next 72 hours were chaos. Adam's company board voted him out. Unanimous decision. Stock continued plummeting. Investors filed lawsuits. Partners distanced themselves with statements about disappointed by these revelations and committed to corporate integrity. The FBI raided Jenna's consulting firm, seized computers, files, bank records. The photos made the evening news. Federal agents carrying boxes while Jenna, pale and lawyered up, refused to comment. Adam tried calling Lauren. 17 times the first day. She blocked his number. He sent flowers with a note. Please let me explain. I'm so sorry. She donated the flowers to a hospital and threw away the note. He showed up at Maya's apartment building. The doorman, thoroughly briefed and generously tipped, turned him away. Mrs. Pierce is not receiving visitors. I'm her husband. Mrs. Pierce was very specific. No visitors. Especially not you, sir. Good doorman. Patricia called on day 4 with an update. The FBI's building a case against Jenna for wire fraud, insider trading, and corporate espionage. They're offering Adam immunity if he testifies against her. Is he taking it? His lawyers are negotiating. But Lauren, there's something else. They've requested your testimony. About what? I didn't know anything. That's exactly what they need to establish. That you had no knowledge of the scheme, that Jenna exploited your friendship to access Adam. Your testimony actually helps prosecute her. Lauren was quiet. Then, when do they need me? Next week. Grand jury testimony. Are you comfortable with that? Comfortable? No. Willing? Yes. She used me, Patricia. Used our entire friendship. I want her to face consequences. Good. Because between the federal case and the divorce, we're going to make sure both of them understand exactly what they've lost. 6 weeks later, Lauren sat in a conference room with Patricia, Adam's lawyer, and a mediator who looked exhausted before they even started. Adam looked terrible. Weight loss, dark circles, the kind of haggard that came from empire collapse and criminal investigations. Good, Lauren thought, then felt guilty for thinking it, then decided she was entitled to a little vindictiveness. Mrs. Pierce, the mediator began, we're here to discuss the dissolution of... I don't want alimony, Lauren said. Everyone stopped. Adam's lawyer blinked. I'm sorry. Alimony. I don't want it. I don't want his money, his properties, his assets. I want what I brought into the marriage, which was almost nothing, and I want to leave with my dignity. Patricia touched her arm. Lauren, you're entitled to significantly more. I don't want to be entitled to anything from him. I want a clean break. Adam found his voice. Lauren, please, be reasonable. You deserve. I deserve a faithful husband and a loyal best friend. We don't always get what we deserve. Lauren's voice was steady. I'll take the settlement you originally offered, the minimum required by New York law. I'll sign a non-disclosure if that makes this faster. I just want it done. The NDA isn't necessary, Adam started. It's necessary for me. I don't want to talk about you, think about you, or have any part of my life connected to you. The sooner these papers are signed, the sooner I can start actually living again. The mediator looked between them. If both parties agree to these terms, we can have papers ready by end of week. Perfect, Lauren said. I'll sign them and disappear from your life, Adam. Permanently. Consider it a gift. After the meeting, Patricia cornered her in the hallway. You just walked away from approximately $47 million. You know that, right? I know. And you're okay with that? Lauren smiled, the first real smile in weeks. His money built a cage, Patricia. I'm not staying in it just because the cage is expensive. I'd rather be poor and free than rich and trapped. You're not going to be poor. You have options, skills. I have myself. For the first time in 10 years, I have myself back. That's worth more than $47 million. Patricia studied her, then smiled. You know what? You're going to be fine. Better than fine. I really think I might be. Lauren's new apartment was 600 square feet in the West Village. 1 bedroom. Tiny kitchen. Bathroom where you could sit on the toilet and wash your hands in the sink simultaneously. It was perfect. It's very... Maya searched for the word. Cozy. It's the size of my old closet. You can say it. I was trying to be supportive. Lauren laughed, unpacking boxes onto mismatched shelves. I love it. It's mine. No one else's taste, no one else's money, no one else's expectations. Just mine. What about furniture? Please tell me you took some from the penthouse. Took the art I bought before the marriage. Left everything else. So you're sleeping on? Air mattress from Target. $39.99. Best purchase I've made in years. Maya groaned. You're killing me. At least let me buy you a real bed. Nope. I'm doing this myself. Every piece of furniture, every decoration, every choice, mine. I need to remember I can build something from nothing. You're not nothing, Lau. I know. But I forgot for a while. I'm not forgetting again. That night, alone in her tiny apartment, Lauren pulled out something she hadn't touched in 10 years. Her old sketchbook from college. From before Adam, before Society Wife, before she'd traded creativity for acceptability. The pages were filled with designs, interiors that felt warm, lived in, real. Spaces that told stories instead of broadcasting wealth. She'd been good. Really good. And she'd given it up because Adam's world didn't have room for paint-stained hands and artistic dreams. Lauren opened to a blank page and started sketching. The apartment she was sitting in. Not as it was, as it could be. With warmth and color and personality. With pieces that mattered instead of pieces that impressed. She sketched until 2 a.m., her hand cramping, her heart full. This was who she was. And she was never letting anyone take that again. The business started accidentally. Maya's coworker Rachel was going through a divorce, the amicable kind where everyone was sad but no one was criminal, and needed to redesign her apartment on a budget. "Do you know anyone?" Rachel asked Maya over lunch. Maya's eyes lit up. "Actually, I know exactly the person. She called Lauren that night. How do you feel about designing an apartment?" "I'm not a professional designer, Maya." "You have a degree in art and design from Parsons that you've been hiding under charity galas for a decade. You're absolutely a professional. You just forgot. I don't have a business license or insurance or... So get them. Come on, Lau. Rachel's budget is $5,000. That's real money to start over. And you need to start over." Lauren was quiet. Then, "Okay. Really? Really? Tell her I'll do it." Rachel's apartment was a disaster. Beige walls, fluorescent lighting, furniture that screamed, "Gave up on joy" in 2004. Lauren walked through it, seeing not what it was but what it could be. "What's your budget breakdown?" she asked, notebook out. "I have $5,000 total. I know that's not much. It's enough. Tell me, how do you want to feel when you come home?" Rachel paused. "I haven't thought about it that way." "Start thinking. This is your space. Your fresh start. How do you want it to feel?" "Safe. Warm. Like me again. Does that make sense?" "Perfect sense." Lauren smiled. "Let's build you a home." 3 weeks later, the transformation was complete. Walls painted in warm terracotta. Strategic lighting that felt like sunrise. Vintage furniture mixed with affordable modern pieces. Plants everywhere, breathing life into corners that had felt dead. Most importantly, it felt like Rachel. Rachel cried when she saw it. "This is exactly what I needed. I didn't even know I needed it, but you somehow knew. I know what it feels like to need a space where you can breathe again." "How much do I owe you?" "We said $5,000. Lauren, this is worth so much more. Please, let me." $5,000 is what we agreed on. Besides, this wasn't just for you. It was for me too. Remembering I can create beautiful things. Rachel hugged her. "Can I post pictures? My friends need to see this." "Sure." Rachel posted to Instagram that night. "My divorce apartment went from depression den to dream home thanks to L. Pierce Interiors. She didn't just redesign my space, she helped me redesign my life." By morning, Lauren had 47 DM requests. Okay, pause. Because this is where Lauren stops being a victim and becomes a victor. If you're feeling that satisfaction, that, "Yes, Lauren," energy, hit that like button right now. Drop a comment. Have you ever had to start completely over? What did you build from the ashes? Tell me your story. And subscribe because we're about to get to the part where Adam shows up at her gallery show and realizes exactly what he lost. Now let's keep going. L. Pierce Interiors had 23 clients, an Instagram following of 12,000, and features in 3 design blogs. Lauren worked from her tiny West Village apartment, meeting clients in coffee shops, sourcing furniture from vintage markets and sustainable suppliers. Her aesthetic was the opposite of the penthouse, warm instead of cold, authentic instead of performative, lived in instead of photographed. And people loved it. "You have a gift for making spaces feel like home," one client told her. "Not like a magazine spread. Like an actual place people live and breathe and are human." "That's because I believe spaces should serve the people in them, not the other way around." The business grew organically. Client referrals. Word of mouth. Women in transition, divorce, career change, starting over, who needed spaces that reflected who they were becoming, not who they'd been. Lauren understood them because she was them. Maya stopped by the apartment-turned office one afternoon with coffee and concern. "You're working too hard." "I'm working exactly hard enough." "When's the last time you did something fun? Went on a date?" had a life outside of paint swatches. I have a life. This is my life. And I love it. I love that you love it. But Lauren, you're allowed to have more than work. I'm not ready for more. This, building something that's mine, helping people start over, creating beauty on my terms, this is what I need right now. Maya sipped her coffee. Fair. But when you are ready, promise me you'll actually live. Not just exist, but live. I promise. This is living, Maya. Maybe for the first time in 10 years, I'm actually living. The invitation arrived at Lauren's apartment on a Tuesday. You're invited to the Metropolitan Gallery exhibition, Transformative Spaces, Reclaimed Lives, featuring the residential design work of L. Pierce Interiors. Lauren stared at it, disbelieving. She called the gallery director. I think there's been a mistake. No mistake, Ms. Pierce. Your work has been getting significant attention in design circles. We'd like to feature it in our upcoming exhibition on contemporary residential design. Would you be interested? Would she be interested in having her work displayed at one of Manhattan's most prestigious galleries? Yes, Lauren said, trying not to cry. Yes, I'm very interested. The opening was on a Friday evening in October. Lauren wore a dress she designed herself. Simple lines, deep blue, elegant without trying. Her hair natural, her makeup minimal, her confidence genuine. The gallery walls displayed photographs of her projects. Spaces transformed from cold to warm, sterile to alive, house to home. But more than that, stories. Each installation had a small placard explaining the client's journey. The divorce, the career change, the fresh start. The before and after wasn't just physical, it was emotional. People lingered, reading, connecting. This is remarkable, a journalist told her. You're not just designing spaces. You're documenting resilience. I'm documenting what happens when people choose themselves, Lauren corrected gently. The resilience was already there. I just helped make it visible. Near the end of the evening, Lauren saw him. Adam. Standing in the back, alone, looking at her work. Her first instinct was to leave, avoid, escape. But she'd spent 18 months learning not to run from discomfort. She approached. Hello, Adam. He turned, surprise flickering across his face. Lauren, I hope it's okay that I'm here. I saw the announcement and... It's a public gallery. You have as much right to be here as anyone. Your work is extraordinary. Thank you. Awkward silence. Can we talk? Adam asked. Just for a few minutes? Lauren considered, then nodded. Outside. They stood on the gallery steps, Manhattan evening cool around them. I'm sorry, Adam said immediately. I know I've said it before, I know it doesn't fix anything, but I need you to know, I'm truly, deeply sorry. For all of it. Okay. I destroyed the best thing in my life because I was too stupid and selfish to see its value. You deserved better. You deserved everything. And I gave you betrayal and humiliation. Lauren was quiet, letting him talk. Losing the company, the reputation, the money. None of that hurt like losing you. Because those things were just things. You were real. And I didn't see it until it was too late. Why are you telling me this? Because you deserve to hear it. Not because I think it changes anything or wins you back. But because you deserved honesty all along, and I'm trying to give it to you now, even if it's too late. Lauren looked at him, this man who'd been her husband, her life, her entire world. He looked smaller somehow. Not physically, but spiritually. The arrogance gone, replaced by something like genuine humility. I forgive you, she said. Adam's eyes widened. You, what? I forgive you. Not because you deserve it, but because I deserve peace. I spent months carrying anger, and it was exhausting. So I'm letting it go. For me, not for you. Lauren. I hope you find what you're actually looking for, Adam. But it isn't me. It was never really me. You fell in love with an idea, and I tried to be that idea, and we both lost ourselves. I'm in therapy now, trying to figure out who I am without the empire and the image and the need to control everything. That's good. I hope it helps. It's helping me understand what I lost. You were the only real thing in my life, and I treated you like a possession. Lauren smiled sadly. Then maybe losing me was the gift. Now you get to figure out how to be real too. Before he could respond, someone called her name. A client, waving from the gallery entrance. I have to go, Lauren said. But, Adam, I genuinely hope you find peace. Just find it without me. She walked back into the gallery, into her life, leaving him on the steps. It felt like closure. Final, complete, freeing. Lauren had met Daniel 6 months earlier on a project. She was redesigning a brownstone in Brooklyn, and the owner wanted to open up the living space, which required an architect's approval. Daniel Morrison showed up in jeans and a flannel shirt, carrying blueprints and easy conversation. L. Pierce Interiors? I've seen your work online. The West Village transformation? Brilliant. Thank you. You're familiar with residential design. I specialize in it. Sustainable structures, human-centered spaces, that whole thing. They'd worked together on the project, Lauren's warm aesthetic meeting Daniel's structural integrity. The collaboration was effortless, natural. And if Lauren noticed that he was handsome in a quiet, unassuming way, kind eyes, thoughtful smile, presence that didn't demand attention but earned it, well, she was human. But she wasn't ready. Not yet. After the gallery show, Daniel approached with white peonies. Congratulations. Your work is stunning. Thank you. And thank you for these. How did you know they're my favorite? You mentioned it once. During the Brooklyn project. You said something about loving flowers that don't demand attention but give it anyway. Lauren felt something shift in her chest. You remembered that? I remember most things you say. Their eyes met, and Lauren felt it. The possibility of something real, something honest, something chosen rather than performed. I was wondering, Daniel said carefully, if you'd want to have coffee sometime? Not as colleagues. As people who might want to know each other better. Lauren hesitated. Old fears surfaced. What if he betrayed her too? What if she couldn't trust her judgment? What if? Then she stopped. Because those fears were about the past, and she'd spent 18 months building a future. I'd like that, she said. Coffee as people. No business talk. Daniel's smile was genuine, warm. Perfect. How's Tuesday? Tuesday's good. It's a date. Or not a date. Or whatever pace you're comfortable with. Lauren laughed. Let's start with coffee and see what happens. Best plan I've heard all week. Lauren stood in her new studio in Soho. Bright, open, filled with sunlight and possibility. L. Pierce Interiors had grown. 5 employees now, all women rebuilding their lives. A showroom displaying her aesthetic. A workshop where they sourced sustainable materials and created custom pieces. The opening celebration was intimate. Clients, friends, colleagues, press. People who'd watched her transform from society wife to business owner, from broken to whole. Maya stood beside her, emotional. I'm so proud of you. Look at what you built. We built. I couldn't have done this without you. You absolutely could have. But I'm glad you didn't have to. Lauren squeezed her hand. Thank you. For everything. For being real when nothing else was. Daniel arrived with more peonies, apparently his signature move. You're going to single-handedly keep the flower district in business, Lauren teased. Supporting local economy and making you smile? Win-win. They'd been dating for 6 months. Slow, intentional, healthy. He respected her boundaries, celebrated her independence, showed up consistently without demanding constant attention. It was everything her marriage hadn't been, equal, honest, chosen daily instead of assumed. How does it feel? Daniel asked, gesturing to the studio. Surreal. 2 years ago, I was a trophy wife in a penthouse, completely lost. Now I'm standing in a space I built, surrounded by people who actually see me. It feels like waking up. You didn't just wake up. You fought your way awake. There's a difference. Lauren looked at him. This man who saw her, really saw her, and loved what he saw instead of trying to change it. Thank you, she said quietly. For what? For being patient. For understanding that I needed to be whole on my own before I could be part of something with someone else. Daniel touched her face gently. You were always whole, Lauren. You just needed space to remember. Later, as the celebration wound down, Lauren stood at the window overlooking Soho, the city lights stretching endlessly. She thought about the penthouse overlooking Central Park. The diamond walls that had felt like a prison. The perfect life that had been perfectly empty. And then she looked at her studio. Imperfect, authentic, hers. This was better. Not more expensive, not more impressive. Just more real. And real, Lauren had learned, was the only luxury that actually mattered. 2 years after the divorce, Lauren received an email. From Jenna. She almost deleted it without reading. Then curiosity won. Lauren. I don't expect you to respond. I don't expect forgiveness. I just wanted you to know that I'm serving 3 years for wire fraud and insider trading. I'll be out in 18 months with good behavior. My lawyers tried to blame everything on Adam. Claimed I was manipulated. But in therapy, court-mandated, but actually helpful, I had to face the truth. I made those choices. I betrayed you deliberately, repeatedly, for money and some twisted sense of winning something I never even wanted. You were the best friend I ever had, and I destroyed that for corporate secrets and a man I didn't even love. I don't know what that says about me, but I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not asking for anything. Not forgiveness, not friendship, not even a response. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. Truly. And that you deserved so much better than what I gave you. I hope you're happy. I genuinely hope that. Lauren read it twice. Felt nothing except a distant sadness for who Jenna could have been if she'd chosen differently. She didn't respond. But she didn't delete it either. Just archived it as evidence that some people do grow, even if it's too late to matter. That evening, Daniel cooked dinner in Lauren's apartment, upgraded from the tiny West Village studio to a modest 2-bedroom in Chelsea, but still unmistakably hers. You're quiet, he observed, stirring pasta. Everything okay? Jenna emailed. From prison. Daniel paused. Do you want to talk about it? She apologized. It seemed genuine. How do you feel about that? Indifferent. That sounds cold, but I genuinely don't feel anything except glad I'm not there anymore. She's part of a past that taught me what I don't want. I'm grateful for the lesson, even if the tuition was brutal. Daniel kissed her forehead. You're incredibly wise, you know that? I'm incredibly scarred. Sometimes people mistake that for wisdom. Both can be true. After dinner, they sat on the couch, not expensive, but comfortable, and Lauren looked around at her life. Art on the walls she'd created. Furniture with stories. Plants thriving in corners that got good light. Daniel reading beside her, comfortable in the silence. This was the opposite of the penthouse. Smaller, simpler, infinitely richer. I'm happy, she said aloud, surprising herself. Daniel looked up from his book. Yeah. Actually, genuinely happy. Not performing it or hoping for it or pretending toward it. Just happy. You've earned it. I think I have. And for the first time in her adult life, Lauren believed it. So here's what Lauren's story teaches us, and I need you to really hear this. The prettiest cages are still cages. Lauren had the penthouse, the money, the billionaire husband, everything that's supposed to equal happiness. But she was suffocating. Because luxury without authenticity is just expensive emptiness. Betrayal reveals character. Not yours, theirs. When Adam and Jenna betrayed Lauren, it didn't mean she wasn't enough. It meant they weren't worthy. Your value isn't determined by how others treat you. It's inherent. Starting over isn't failure. It's courage. Lauren walked away from $47 million and a lifestyle most people dream of. Why? Because she'd rather be poor and free than rich and trapped. That's not foolishness. That's wisdom. The worst heartbreaks can become the best wake-up calls. If Adam hadn't betrayed her, Lauren might still be in that penthouse, slowly disappearing. The pain forced her to remember who she was. Sometimes we need to lose everything to find what actually matters. Forgiveness is for you, not them. Lauren forgave Adam and Jenna, not because they deserved it, but because she deserved peace. Carrying anger is exhausting. Letting it go is liberation. Real beauty is internal. Lauren's transformation wasn't about her appearance. It was about reclaiming herself. She glowed because she was finally living authentically, not performing perfectly. Love should enhance you, not diminish you. Adam made Lauren smaller. Daniel celebrated her fullness. That's the difference between possession and partnership. Choose people who see you and love what they see, not people who try to remake you into what they need. You are not the betrayal that happened to you. You are how you rise after. Lauren isn't defined by being the billionaire's betrayed wife. She's defined by building L. Pierce interiors, by creating beauty from ashes, by choosing herself again and again. Now, before you go, I need you to do something. Hit that like button if Lauren's story moved you. Not later. Right now. Because this is the story of every person who's ever had to choose themselves over comfort. Drop a comment and tell me, what are you reclaiming for yourself this year? A dream. A boundary. Your voice. Your peace. Tell me your story. I'm reading every single comment. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. You know who they are. The friend in the wrong relationship. The family member who's forgotten who they are. The colleague who's performing instead of living. Send it to them. Tell them Dr. Mason sent you. And if you haven't subscribed to Love and Luxury, do it now. Because every week, we tell stories about real people behind perfect facades. About second chances and hard truths and the messy, beautiful journey of becoming yourself. This is Dr. Mason, and I'll leave you with this. Behind every diamond wall is a person choosing between sparkle and substance. Lauren chose substance. She traded the penthouse for a studio apartment, the empire for her independence, the perfect image for the imperfect truth. And she became more beautiful in the process. Not because she lost weight or changed her face or found a new man, but because she found herself. The most stunning transformation isn't external. It's when you stop performing and start living. When you stop seeking approval and start seeking authenticity. When you realize that diamond walls, no matter how expensive, are still walls. Freedom is better than luxury. Truth is better than comfort. Yourself is better than anyone's version of who you should be. Lauren Pierce walked out of a penthouse and into her life. What are you walking into? Choose yourself. Always. Until next time, remember, the best revenge isn't success. It's becoming so authentically yourself that the past becomes irrelevant.